This Crestwood Cadet Coach Conversation brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service. We're with head coach Justin Denner after the Cadets took care of business 44-20 at Waukon Friday night. It was a 7-7 game at halftime, Coach. You outscored them 30-7 in the third quarter. I got to ask you the cliched question. What'd you tell your team at halftime?
I wish I could say we had a rousing speech. I definitely didn't give a Matt Campbell sixth grade girls softball speech or whatever. But ultimately, we talked at half. We're like, hey, we haven't played, essentially to our potential yet. We're a little rough on the edges there with, turnover and blocked punt in the first half. And but we, held strong and stayed, kind of stayed the course. And we're able to be at 7-7 there. And we just talked about, getting the first stop on D and then, trying to let our offense go to work, and we, were able to get some, momentum going with a bad snap on a punt. And then, had the wind to our back there a little bit in that third quarter and, really able to kind of turn the tide there.
And when you look at the growth of your program in your second year as head coach, I know you were with the program quite a few years before that. So often in years past, when you had situation like giving up a TD, having those block punts, things would go south in a hurry. You were able to weather that storm and handle that adversity, and it led to a win last Friday night. Is that a sign of growth?
Yeah, absolutely. And every year, every team is different. A lot of the credit for that goes to, our seniors, and holding steady and holding true, to kind of what we, believe in. And, if things start going a little sideways, they don't, abandon ship or anything like that. They stay true to it and stay, locked in. And, it was especially important. We had a, turnover there in the first half and, led to a score, which, good teams are going to capitalize on that. But then we answered right away, with that next drive, and went down and drove down and scored. And that was huge. They had all the momentum at that point, and, we were able to, respond back and get it back to even, at near the end of the start of the second quarter there. So, it's a testament really to our kids and, the faith and belief that they have in themselves and so forth there.
Another good night running the football, 5 touchdowns on the ground, 235 yards, and a 4.9 per carry clip. Obviously, the guys up front doing their job to put up numbers like that. That offensive line seemingly moving in the right direction based on the stat sheet. What do you see on film?
Yeah, we took a big step this week. We were able to get, a starter back for us on the offensive line that, had been out since the Decorah game, first series of the Decorah game. And, getting him back was huge for us. Both offensively and defensively was big for us there. They're a very tough, defensive team. Their linebackers flow really hard. So we had to pull out a couple wrinkles here and there to kind of take advantage of that. And our guys, we practiced it all week, obviously, but it's all about the execution on Friday night, and we were able to execute those things and then take advantage of maybe a little over pursue here and there, or a wrong gap fit from them, and kind of break some big plays there. But ultimately, none of it matters if our guys up front don't do what they're supposed to do. And we had a really good night up front, and obviously the stats support that.
And Cole Buttercoffer, 99 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, and a very efficient night throwing the football, 7 of 11, 100 yards and 1 touchdown. How has he developed into that multifaceted threat at quarterback in his senior year?
Yeah, ultimately, he does a great job of taking what the defense gives him, and, his his ability to run the ball and so forth there, really, I think will open up, our regular run game. Right now, he's kind of taken the benefit of, some of the other guys, Topher and Maurice, and their explosiveness. So, teams are trying to load up to stop some things with them. And then, he's able to, take advantage of some of those things. And then, passing the ball wise, he's really, improved in, kind of knowing what we're looking for in terms of a coverage, and then getting the ball to the place where it needs to go, and, the game's kind of slowed down in that regards for him. And, obviously last year it was a little bit of a struggle, but, that's going to happen. He's grown a lot. And, we've also been able to, be fortunate enough to, be able to put him in some good positions to build that confidence right away. And, he's done an outstanding job, taking what we give him and running with it.
And this week, you went about 40 miles east last week. You go about 80 miles west this week on Highway 9 as you head to Forest City. What do you expect out of the Indians?
Yeah, they're a good ball club. A good one for us to start with. For district play, they got a pretty good fullback and a pretty good slot back type guy for them. And the Moore kid, and they do a lot of different things on offense. They're not as, I guess, maybe multiple as Wakan is with their formations, but they do kind of something a little bit different every week. So that's hard to prepare for, from a defensive perspective. And then offensively, their defense, they've shown a 3-5, a 5-3, a 4-4, a 5-2. So they've kind of done the whole gamut of things there, which makes it difficult, prepare for as well from the offensive side of things, because you're not 100% sure exactly what type of front you're going to get. So we've been stressing our rules and so forth. In terms of, okay, follow the plan in terms of what you're supposed to do, and we'll make adjustments as we go throughout the course of the game.
All right, Coach. Congrats on the 2-1 start in non-district play, but the second season begins this week as you head to Forest City. Appreciate the time as always. Keep your kids healthy. Best of luck to you.
Absolutely, go Cadets.
Crestwood coach Justin Denner, brought to you by Wilson Custom Tree Service.